And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between NFC South rivals. It's the Bucs and the Dirty Birds under the lights on Thursday night.
First opened in 2017. Here's a look inside the one-of-a-kind setting for football. That is Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, the home of the Falcons. Set for a good matchup in the NFC South. So glad you were with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, this is a division you know a lot about, and the rivalries within this division always kind of gives you a good game when it's NFC South against NFC South.
Yeah, and this is a division, Mike, that I've lived in for a long time in my career. And at one point, you can make the argument that it was the best division in football. But right now, it's the quarterback uncertainty. Do we have the quarterback of our future? Did we just draft one? Did we just sign one? What does that look like? 2 of the 4 teams, brand new coaches taking over control to start this season. No division won fewer games last season. They've got a lot of work to do before this division can hold a candle to some of the others we see throughout the NFL.
And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Buccaneers led out by their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He was in Cleveland and Carolina, and then with the Rams. But now year 2, and it feels like he's found a home. Greg here with the Buccaneers.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from the opening whistle.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. They'll run with the third-year man. It's Rachaad White. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
And I think this is something we're going to see a lot here tonight. The ability to use this run game to really set the tone coming out here for this offense.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. On 1st down, right back to White. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. This pass is caught by Cade Otton. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
That is caught. He got Godwin.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. It's complete to Evans. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. They send Evans in motion. A 2nd down throw from Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. And he's going to have a 1st down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. Everyone talks about being balanced. But as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down. Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
They send Godwin in motion. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. Throwing on second down, Mayfield. This one caught left side by Evans.
These comebacks, they require a lot of trust and timing from everybody involved. If the quarterback's a little too early, the receiver's not out of his break. But if the quarterback's a little too late, that's when disaster can strike. So give credit, really well timed, really nice job by both guys.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. He's going to have the first down, so they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Changing direction there as he's able to pick up 3. On second down, Baker to the left side to Godwin.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
A lengthy opening drive. Now comes to this. It is third down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is first and goal. On the bootleg, it's Mayfield. That one, taken in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it, and the Buccaneers will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Ray McLeod on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And that's well done by the kicking team. He's only able to make it past the 15-yard line. The Falcons, led out by their quarterback, Kirk Cousins, one of the big moves in the offseason. Atlanta acquiring Cousins in free agency. He had 6 years in Washington, the last 6 in Minnesota, and now he begins his run this season with the Falcons.
Ever since he was drafted in the 4th round, all this guy has done is continue to surpass all expectations. And Mike, this isn't some physical specimen like we see throughout the league who has all these unique physical attributes, but he is about as consistent and even keel as the quarterback position gets. And it doesn't hurt that he is a beloved figure in every locker room he finds himself. And they know with this guy behind center, they have a shot to win every single game he plays. You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts, and it'll be 3rd down.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage. We see quarterbacks do that all the time, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball, and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They send Evans in motion. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to White. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick 1st down. One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 7-0 is our score. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Baker gonna hand it to White. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Another run here with White. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here now, 3rd and 5. Throwing is Baker. Gets this one into the hands of his receiver, Godwin. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
On 1st down, it's White. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. Now Mayfield. This one on target to Godwin. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
We'll try the right side with White. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. It's a pickup of 13 yards. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pickup there by the back to pick up the first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. They send Evans in motion. Mayfield to throw on first and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And that will lead to a second down. They send him right out of the slot. Now Mayfield. Throw left side. Pulled in by Evans. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Throwing is Mayfield. And this ball incomplete on third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Bucs will extend to a 10-0 lead. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. Here comes Otten in motion. On the ground, this is White. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. Two minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment. One more time, it's White. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal. He'll try to run with White. And waiting, no signal. He did not. No, he did not get in. And that's going to bring up 4th and goal. They'll go. Mayfield. And this will pay off. It is caught. Cade Otton. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Bucs move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Avery Williams on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Now, Cousins. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout. And they'll stop at just over a minute remaining in this first half. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
He'll get this to the former Bear, Darnell Mooney. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a 1st down.
Nice grab there by Mooney, and plays like this are really the main reason why the Falcons made it a point to sign him this offseason. I mean, his talent has always been undeniable. He just has to find a way to stay on the field and prove it.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. To the right, that's Pitts.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Cousins now. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Now the Falcons will use their 3rd and final timeout. Out is Younghoe Koo to try the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Koo's kick is good. And the Falcons get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. Set to go now on 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here, and the visiting Buccaneers have the advantage. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime report. These two teams ready for the second half, and so are we. So let's get you back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Falcons offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Throwing now, Cousins. Complete. Former first-round pick Drake London with the catch. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And here's Bijan. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Cousins. That's caught right side. It's London. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. It's a gain of 10 yards. First down, Atlanta.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now, Cousins. That's complete to McLeod. It's a pickup of 12. It's good for a Falcon 1st down.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these 1st downs and go finish with 6.
It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Another run here for Robinson. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal. He's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the 2nd half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Try it again here from the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Throwing is Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And this is going to be incomplete. That's great work to get in there and make things difficult defensively, setting up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and running back Rashad White ready for this next possession. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Over the middle, that's Godwin. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
On the handoff, it's White. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Hayden Ellis in on that stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Mayfield. It's complete to Evans. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. On third down, it's White. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They send Godwin in motion. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. On the give, it's White. He'll take this down to the 47. Hayden Ellis in on that stop. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. They send Evans in motion. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Get this complete right side to Otten. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this third quarter. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. That's his tight end, Otten. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They're trying to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front, and they're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball. But let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
Here comes Otten in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. That's caught left side by Otten. He's going to have that 1st down, gain of 6. As they convert on 3rd down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They go play action with Mayfield. He finds his tight end, Keith. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4. and bring up third down. Here comes Otten in motion. Throwing now on third and long. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
So we get to a pressure kick, and here's Chase McLaughlin. This to make it a 2-possession lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Williams. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Cousins gonna throw. Open man, he's got it. It's London.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Cousins. He'll get this to McLeod. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on downs. The Buccaneers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Now Mayfield gets this one into the hands of his receiver Godwin. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run over center with White. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
On play action, Mayfield gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
On the handoff, it's White running right. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This about as short as you can get. So 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. The Bucs have the field goal unit on the field. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Buccaneers add on to their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. McLeod now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. A big play in the game now. 3rd down and 1. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. That's caught. Left side, it's complete. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback, and even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
That'll be caught by McLeod. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come up now for second down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Cousins out of the gun on third down. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's going to be brought down.
I think at this point in the game, prior to that third down call, the coach is telling his quarterback, hey, you got 2 downs. This is 4 down territory, but that last completion, I think, saves him from having to make that decision, at least for the time being, barring any penalties. Now, they got 3 or 4 plays to try.
And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Younghoe Koo now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Falcons will cut the deficit to 7. A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick. Not much of a chance.
Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. One final kneel down here inside the 40-second mark. Should be enough to put this one on ice. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So, a win here for the visiting Bucs. They proved much the best in this one. They get a solid performance in all 3 phases of the game and ride that to victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Atlanta.